What's up guys, it's EasyBiz or that one A's artist, and on my channel I get a lot of questions, so today I've decided to do a Q&A. Dun dun dun! Izzy's Q&A, and if you have more questions, drop in the comments. Hallelujah, because I'm here to save your attention spans by including a time-lapse of me sketching my OCs to accompany me reading out comments and giving them answers. Alright, so our first comment comes from @cactusflower, and they ask, what's your favorite art medium to use, if you have one? My favorite art medium would honestly have to be ink, but specifically ballpoint pen, because I like that you can control the different pressure and get different values and lines that aren't really quite as possible with felt tip, because same value but I guess different line shapes, and I like the ability to press really hard and not worry about ruining the tip of the pen. Next comment, @Kamistari asks, mechanical pencil or regular wood pencil? Honestly, for me guys, it's gonna have to go to mechanical pencil. They're just better. I don't like having to constantly sharpen my pencil, and just clicking the top of the pen to get more lead is much easier. Though downsides, my Hulk strength always cracks a lot of lead, so I lose a lot of lead that way, but I still prefer it over the wooden pencil, though that will be a classic for my little kid chompers. From @AlexTheGender, shout out Alex, go check out their channel, asks, what's your favorite art piece you've done recently or ever? One of the most recent art pieces I've done, not really recent, it was a couple months ago, but it was a piece I did for State. It was an ink piece, I'm probably gonna edit it in, look at it in all its glory. That's probably one of my favorite pieces I've done so far in my life, because it took me so much effort, and then also it looks really good, and I did it in ballpoint pen, my favorite medium, though I had to step away from pen for a while because it got to be a little much. The trauma, I got flashbacks guys, I got flashbacks to all those hours I spent on it. @SillyJasps asks, do you collect anything? If so, what? You could say I collect art supplies. It's not that I collect them, obviously I use them, but I have so much art supplies in my rooms, it's actually crazy. But I also collect, it's not a serious thing, but I do collect rubber ducks, because my friend loves rubber ducks and she loves to give them to me, and I gladly take them. Ellie888 asks, if you had to be any one member of One Direction, who would you be? R.I.P. Liam Payne, Niall Horan is boring, I'm not Harry Styles, I'd be Zayn, because I guess he's cool because he was in that Yu-Gi-Oh thing, you know? Yeah, I'd be Zayn. @xxvelve_artxx asks, what made you realize you wanted to pursue art? Wait, that says peruse, my bad. I didn't really decide to pursue art. I just knew that I wanted to. I don't know, it doesn't make sense. I've just been doing it ever since I was a little kid. And if you do something a lot, guess what? You get better at it. And the more you get better at something, hopefully, the more you want to do that something, which was the case for me in art. @Beetleberry asks, where do you consider yourself to be on your art journey? Are there things you want to learn, try, practice, etc.? By the way, I love your art. Thank you so much for that. I think on my art journey, I'm always going to be learning, and I think whatever craft you're learning, you should always consider yourself to be learning, because there's always room for improvement, no matter how good you become, I believe. For me on my art journey, I feel like I'm still in high school, but I'm better than a lot of people in my high school. On my journey, I think the next step in my journey is to be professional and to sell commissions, because I think I've gotten good enough at art to be able to sell commissions and make good money off of that. So I can't exactly tell you where I am in my journey, but I can tell you what the next step is, which is commissions. I'm working on it. Alright, Alex the Dender again asks, what fandoms am I in? Adventure Time, Amphibia, Owl House, She-Ra, Arcane, Adventure Times, Obsidian, Farland. Yeah, I could go on, but I'll leave y'all with that. At Ethan Erases 756 asks, who do you think would fare better in a horror contest, me or you? First of all, y'all, go check out his channel. He works really hard. And I think is almost to maybe 600 subs. I haven't checked it, but I watch all his videos. Ethan, it depends who's taller, who's got the longer legs, because this isn't a question of who's gonna fight the killer. It's who's gonna outrun him, alright? At Bob the Gay asks, what would you do if sneaky evil AI stole your job? What would you do for money? Now, in this scenario, I'm assuming, I guess, AI has gained the ability to do traditional art, because I can do digital and traditional art. So if both of those options were out the window, I'd probably go to medical school and become a doctor and help girls with autism. That's already kind of my plan, but I do want to find a way to put art in it, given that AI doesn't steal my job. Fuck AI. At rad-ish 030 asks, do you have any art inspirations, and also what artists did you watch when you were younger? So I didn't get access to technology until I started high school, which leaves a lot of time before that. And what would inspire me back then was comic books. I love to read comic books, graphic novels, visual novels, I guess, yeah. I love them so much. I can't read a graphic novel if it doesn't have good story and good art, because then it's like doubly better, and I really like it. I like seeing the way professional comic artists draw their stuff. I like to redraw panels. I like to be inspired by the stories. At Bungo Bob Mix asks, art related questions or just like any questions? I think they were just like asking this. So the art question is, who is your favorite artist? And the question is, what's your favorite movie? My favorite artist, it's changed a lot over the years, especially since I've started seeing a lot more artists online. But I think if I really had to decide, my favorite artist would probably be Faith Erin Hicks. She's a graphic novel illustrator and writer, and I really like her stuff. My favorite movie is the original Clue. It's just a classic that can't be beat for me. I love comedy, murder mystery. At Alien B33 asks, are you more of a traditional artist or a digital artist, or are you a mix of both? I consider myself to be a mix of both. I'm a lot better at traditional art simply because I've been doing it longer. I think I've only been doing digital art for this summer about a year. I like digital art is okay. I think I just need to use the right apps, because I get confused, and then a bunch of apps have different trials and stuff, and I get confused. But I'm actually currently trying to figure out a light motion to try and get better at animating that way. From at radio_passive or Arlo Barlow asks, any big tips for beginner artists? Favorite medium was a random silly thing you love to draw. So my tips for beginner artists would have to be, success takes time, and a lot of people, whether you begin posting or just begin drawing, don't expect to get better or get views very soon, because it took me a very long time to build up my following, and it took me a lot of videos to get to where I am, because the algorithm chose not to bless me. But then there's another thing. Don't base your worth off what the algorithm assigns you with, okay? And also for beginner artists, tutorials are key. you may think you have it all figured out, but there may be someone else who can help you get even better at it. So yeah, and also a silly thing I like to draw these little goobers everywhere. I don't know how to describe them other than goobers.
This is me ending my video with a super cool outro.